The American Cancer Society Relay for Life is a signature activity for the American Cancer Society and is scheduled for May 25th, 2018 at the George Washington High School track and field. The Island Community event is an annual tradition which offers a fun, festive, celebratory atmosphere for all to enjoy. Each year, cancer survivors from all walks of life attend the Relay for Life, sharing in the fun, enjoying the festivities, and most importantly, celebrating life. Tonight we feature Bob Koeppen, whose story of survivorship began 40 years ago in New York.
My name is Bob Koeppen. I work for South Pacific Petroleum Corporation here on Guam, and I run the commercial business for them. I came to Guam in 1993. I'd visited once before and kind of fell in love with the island. I was working for a large oil company in California. They were offering early retirement, and so I got a golden handshake and came to Guam from California and have never looked back. I was just thinking about that today. It was about 40 years ago, which is good news, I guess. I was traveling Europe and found a lump, came back to the States, and unfortunately on New Year's Eve, 1977, I was into the hospital and had surgery the next day. I had testicular cancer. Within about 3 days, the testicle was removed and went through 2 years of chemotherapy, into the hospital every 6 weeks for 5 days straight.
From his diagnosis and throughout his treatment, Bob was fortunate to have support from his family and friends.
I had really good support. Just out of, just out of college and out of high school, friends were everywhere. Family support, of course. I was still in Buffalo, New York at the time, and just got a tremendous amount of support from all the people that were around me.
Relay for Life funds life-saving research. When asked what he would say to the researcher who had a role in his treatment, Bob responds,
First, I'd tell them thanks because they took care of me and have my cancer in remission for 40 years.
Facing a cancer diagnosis can be overwhelming. Being informed can help.
Just to be open and honest with the patient and, of course, their caregivers if there is one. It's very important to understand what's going on, and the cancer patient can do some research on their own. With the internet today, you can find out a lot about everything. And so I think they just need to be honest with the patient and tell them what's going on and what possibly could happen next.
Post-diagnosis and treatment, Bob wouldn't let cancer take anything more from him physically and developed a passion for physical fitness and exercise.
Actually, because of the cancer, I started running back in 1978 and continued to progress through that. Was 5Ks, 10Ks, eventually a couple of marathons, and then that was taking up too much time. So I got into triathlons and have done a couple here on Guam. With age, my running has slowed down a bit, but I'm still pretty active. I'm at the gym most every day and run on weekends.
Additionally, Bob shares how surviving cancer has changed his view on life.
For me, the big thing is to be stress-free, not to sweat the small stuff. I think a lot of people have problems with that, day-to-day issues, and so I don't worry about bills and some of the other things people worry about. I just try to live every day as comfortably as I can.
40 years cancer-free, Bob has found many ways to give back to the community, one of them as a volunteer for the American Cancer Society.
When I was diagnosed back in Buffalo, I had literally no medical insurance. And so I was in a facility called the Roswell Park Memorial Institute, off and on for about a month. And just to give back something, I figured I should get involved and wanted to get involved to help people through their cancer trials and just to show people that there is a life afterwards. Just on the advisory board now, I'm a past president of the advisory board. We also, of course, get involved in Relay for Life.
The success of Relay for Life is achieved through our relayers. Bob's advice for relayers this year?
Raise more money. We do very well here. It's a pretty amazing place when it comes to that kind of activity here. We're number 2, I think, in our region still, and we get accolades for that. Just enjoy the night. and enjoy all the festivities that happen and just have a good time at Relay.
So on May 25th, we look forward to seeing you at the Relay for Life event at the George Washington High School Track and Field.